I hang out with my dog. That's what I do on weekends. That's like my biggest, probably the highlight of the weekend is being able to hang out with my dog. You see, during the weekdays, that's where I get all my joy. Like I'm able to trade, I'm able to work with my clients. I've got a lot of stuff going on. But during the weekends, it's just me and my dog. And we just have to figure out how to pass the time essentially as like a coping mechanism for withdrawal symptoms of not having the markets open during the week. So, yeah, on the weekends I pretty much hang out with my dog. I hang out with my girlfriend sometimes too. I'm just playing. We're together like literally all the time. Um, it's always been this thing for the past man, how long have I been trading full time? Since like we'll say it was like summer 2017, but we'll just say the beginning of 2018. I was still working part time at a local church that I worked at. Um, what's really weird though is like each full time trading sounds like it's this really crazy thing, right? Where you're like, oh, this is like what I want to do. I want to be a full time trader. That's what I'm going to do. And then you finally get there, then you realize oftentimes that it's kind of fucking boring. Like, I was trading like profitably for like 6 months or like 5, 6 months until I started like my Facebook group chat, which is how Mission FX began. It began as like this like Facebook like group chat thing. And how it started was out of boredom, out of sheer boredom, because I literally had nothing else to do. So I would spend time on the weekends doing calls with like people who were like in the group chat that I would have because I had so many people ask me about like how I was trading and stuff like that. So I just started a Facebook group chat and it was free and I was like just join the group chat. I trade live, I share my trades, and that's what I would do. So on weekends I would pass my time by working with people and teaching other people how to trade. And in the very beginning it was just all free. Like I would just like help people. Then it started to take a lot of time, so I started charging like $100 for people to just join the group chat. I would do like live Facebook video calls with people, and that's how I passed the time. And now it's like passing the time on the weekends is like one of the weirdest things. I've been getting back into gaming a little bit. I haven't gamed in like years up until now. So I spend a lot of time playing Age of Empires because I like strategy games. So you'll find me on the weekends playing Age of Empires 4 a lot. You guys can PvP me if you want. You'll probably kick my ass because I suck at online gaming. I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. But yeah, I don't know what y'all do on the weekends. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all do on the weekends when you're not trading. But for me, it's always been this weird existential crisis for 2 full days. Right, market closed for me here in Texas. It closes at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So the market closes, and then I'm here, just like, all right, let's go for another walk again, Ruby, for like the 10th time today. I guess we'll go on another walk and we'll like hang out and trade. So y'all think the trader lifestyle is good, but like man, on the weekends it's kind of like now. I'm a really weird person though. I'm a I don't like going out. I don't really like partying. I don't like going to bars or clubs or any shit like that. In fact, I don't think I've ever been to a club like ever in my life. Been to a few bars, but never like a club. I just don't like doing a bunch of shit that most people like doing. Like I'm really to myself. I'm really an introvert. Contrary to what you may see in a lot of my YouTube videos of me like yelling at the camera and screaming about trading, that's just mainly because I'm really passionate about trading, and it's what gets people to click on these videos and helps people discover me and like learn more about trading from me and things like that. So, but in real life, I'm a pretty introverted person. I don't like I don't like a lot of stimulation. It like makes me go crazy. So really on weekends I spend a lot of time just hanging out, relaxing and unwinding, trying to like get prepared for the next trading week, getting my mindset right, making sure I'm like exercising and everything. All the usual shit everyone says, right? Everyone says they're like, "Oh yeah, make sure you exercise, make sure that you do this and that, you meditate and all this shit." I mean, I do all that stuff every day anyway. I exercise 7 days a week and I meditate and everything. Man, these weekends, I'm like not playing. Sometimes it's just like it's one of those things where you have to figure out how you're gonna fill your time. I wanted to do something with my life years ago, 7 years ago, when I got into my trading journey. I wanted to do something with my time where I never got tired of it, and I have that with trading. I don't ever get sick and tired of trading or running my group or my business Mission FX. I never get burnt out. Like the moment I start feeling a little bit exhausted, like from trading or something, I put the charts down for the rest of the day and I come back the next day. I feel exhausted with my business, but which I never do, but say that I do every now and then. I just stop working for a few hours. I go on a fucking walk. I wander around at the grocery store. Like I just do shit to get away. And it's another cool thing. Another interesting thing about me is that I don't typically like taking vacations. I could literally travel as much as I wanted, wherever I wanted, be anywhere at any time, but I don't. Like I haven't taken a vacation in probably like 2 years. Yeah, like about 2 years. I just haven't done anything or gone anywhere. I like being at home and I like working. Working is what gives me the most joy. I work every moment that I can. Like to the point I have to literally like Bonnie, my girlfriend, has to tell me to stop working so we can sit down together and watch an episode of The Consultant with Christoph Waltz on Amazon Prime, and so that we can go do like like little family shit, like going out to eat or hanging out with Ruby. Like we'll grab breakfast sometimes or brunch places. And even then, another weird thing about me is that I don't really like going to restaurants that are really crowded. And so I spend most of my time whenever we do get food, we'll go somewhere really nice. So we'll get some really nice, good quality food. But then I'll order it to go, run there, pick it up, and then bring it back here and eat it here at my place because I like the comfortable environment. We've really optimized our living environment to make it like cozy and comfortable, and I love it. I love my chill environment where I get to just be cozy and in my vibe and in my elements, and have everything around me that I like doing. I've got a I have a few drinks every week, like a couple drinks a week, probably like maybe like two, three, 4 drinks a week, depending on the week. I've got cigars. I picked up cigars a couple months ago. And probably right now I have maybe like 1 to 2 cigars a week. Got a little collection going. I don't know. Those of y'all who are cigar aficionados, I'm still getting into it, so I don't really know what all these are. I know that some of them are like people say they're good, so I just picked up a bunch of them. So sometimes I'll crack out a cigar on the weekends or something, or even during the trading week sometimes. Cigars are I like them, honestly. I don't know if you like those of you who ever puffed a cigar. Let me know if you like cigars or if you like them or whatever. I don't think they're very popular, but a lot of people do them. Nicotine has this really interesting thing where it does two things. It relaxes you physically, so it relaxes skeletal muscle. Andrew Huberman did a whole podcast on this, or like a whole video on it. So cigars, well, just nicotine relaxes skeletal muscle, but it increases like your creativity and brain activity. It's kind of similar to having a cup of coffee. Like, and apparently it increases testosterone in men. So maybe I don't know. Maybe my testosterone's increased a little bit after a cigar. Your voice gets deeper. You feel just like more like, "Ugh," like conquer the fucking world, gonna go get a bunch of shit done, conquer a bunch of tasks. It's really cool. I don't know. I like it. So sometimes on the weekends I'll smoke cigars with my dad. I'll go and see my family, hang out with my dog. But that's pretty much it. Every now and then people have asked me like, Nick, what do you do on the weekends whenever the market's closed? I don't like the weekends, so I try to pass the time and make the weekend go as smoothly as possible. That way the weekend can be over. And I live for the weekdays. I live for work. I love what I do. Like imagine having a life where you love what you do every day and you love it so much that you don't want the weekday to end. Like could you imagine that? I don't know. I used to, it was hard for me to imagine that before. I used to love vacationing. I used to love like getting away from my workday because I hated my life. I used to work like 80 hours a week. I worked at Target in assets protection, like a loss prevention guy, and then I worked doing armed security patrol response, and so I did that for a while, and then I worked at a church in armed security, and I don't know, my jobs were never really that bad, I guess, but I didn't really like being there, especially because it paid so little. Like imagine I was making like 2,600 a month, which that was I mean, even back then, that was like kind of like struggling, like to just get the bare minimum expenses paid. And even like now with inflation, like this was like what, 2016, 2017. This was like 6 years ago from the time I'm making this video here in 2023. Now, 2,600 a month is like, here in the US, that's really hard to get by like with that much. And I was working 80 hours a week to do that. One of my job paid $8 an hour and the other one paid $13 an hour. It was bad. Like after taxes, like man, it was I used to do this so much. And I would work on weekends. So I guess I had like less time to be existential about my life. But now, being able to work whenever I want, so long as it's the weekday, I can run my business on the weekend. So I can do back end stuff with Mission FX and my team and my clients and do calls and do live Zoom sessions and have a bunch of fun hanging out with the clients and stuff. But I can't do that like 12 hours a day. It's like impractical. I wouldn't want to do it 12 hours a day, but I can do that. Like we hang out on Zoom sessions in Mission FX like 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, usually in the mornings on the weekdays. And then sometimes on the weekends, I'll start a Zoom session. We'll all hang out. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, whatever it takes to pass the time really on the weekends. I'm totally, I know I'm like very contrary because most people, they live for the weekends, right? They work during the week. This may be you, and I don't blame you. Maybe you don't really, you're not the biggest fan of what your job is. You may do it because it helps you get by. It helps you, it pays your bills. It's your livelihood. I get that. That used to be me, totally. But like shit, like whenever it's like flipped, like imagine it being flipped. Imagine you live for the weekdays, like you cannot wait to work. Like literally, you're like fucking shaking and shit because you really want to work so bad. And the weekend comes and you're like, you kind of existentially sad and depressed slightly. I know this may sound really weird, but like that's just me. And then even more so, another way I'm really contrary and really different is that I just don't really like going out a lot. I don't like doing a bunch of shit. I'm very goofy and silly. I like focusing on me and developing myself. I know all this shit sounds so cliche probably like meditation and exercise and blah blah blah. But like it's true. Like I love like working on myself and making myself a better person. I try to always do things to make my personal life better and my business life better. And my personal life includes like my relationship like with my spouse, like me and her. It's like it's a lot of stuff like endless improvement. I almost another thing I told Bonnie this, my girlfriend. I told her this the other day. I get anxious when I'm not being productive. Like if I start feeling weird. Isn't that? I don't know if that's kind of weird. Literally get like anxiety if I am not doing something productive. So if I'm not like creating content or making videos about trading to help you guys, or if I'm not posting stuff, or if I'm not like looking like trying to better myself as a trader or my business or my personal life, mindset, physical, like getting healthy and like the way that I eat, my diet is like if I'm not doing something to constantly become better, I feel like this anxious, weird feeling like, holy shit, bro, you're going back, you're taking steps back, your life is falling apart, blah, blah, blah. And I don't really like that feeling. It's like the weirdest thing for me. So, yeah, on my weekends, if I could, like, I wish the market was open 24/7. Crypto is. I used to trade crypto on the weekends. I don't do that so much anymore. Just I like Forex because it's really steady state. I feel like I can predict it like way better than I can like crypto or stocks. It's probably just because I don't have enough experience trading in either one of those markets, but I've still done them for years and still been profitable for them for years. But Forex is my bread and butter. I'm reluctant to say that it's not going to be my bread and butter because it's probably going to be my bread and butter for quite some time. I just feel like I got the flows. Everything is like real steady state, back and forth. It just makes sense to me, I guess. And that's closed on the weekend. So unless we get like a 24/7 Forex market open, I will be here on the weekends, chilling with my dog, walking around my house, going on walks, maybe going to the cigar lounge, having a cigar. And I will be checking the comments below to see what y'all do on the weekends. So let me know. Hope this gives some insight as to how I spend my time when I'm not trading and working on the weekends. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. See ya.